Good evening, everybody. I hope you're all having a phenomenal night, or depending when you're watching this, day, night, morning, afternoon, whatever it is, I hope it's a good one. I wanted to talk this evening a little bit about the Kybalion. Who's familiar with the Kybalion? It was written by the three initiates. It's the Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece. It was the Yogi Publication Society, Masonic Temple, Chicago, Illinois, where it was done. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what it is and what it is not. The lips of wisdom are closed, except to the ears of understanding. See who understands, shall we? So the Caballon explains the basic symbolisms of the Bible and other principles in Scripture, as well as other texts, scrolls, and so forth. But the main teaching of the Kybalion is the 7 principles of nature, which are very, very important for everybody to understand. So, number 1 is the principle of mentalism. Mentalism. What's in your head, everything is mental. Since our perception is our reality, we mold our minds into our perception. So our reality is therefore mental. See? That's number 1. Number 2 is the correspondence, the principle of correspondence. As above, so below. So below, as above, as within, as without, so within, so without. The principle embodies the truth that there is always a correspondence between the laws of phenomena and various planes of life. What you do here has an effect on every level. Every level. Number 3 is the principle of vibration, meaning nothing rests. Everything is in constant motion and in movement. Everything vibrates. Like the water is fluid, the constant movement of the water. If you put water in a glass, it takes the shape of the glass. If you put water in the shape of a bowl, it takes the shape of the bowl. It's constantly changing. We are constantly changing. We are constantly evolving. Number 4 is the principle of polarity. Everything has duality. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair or its opposite. The same, the opposite, same with nature. But with this, my camera. I love how my camera freezes while I'm talking about polarity. The irony of that, huh? So opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree and extremes. All truths are but half truths. Basically all paradoxes, they can be reconciled. Then you have the principle of rhythm. Everything flows in and out. Everything has its tides. All things rise and all things fall like a pendulum. It swings, it manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. The rhythm, it compensates. Also, number 6, you have the principle of cause and effect. The principle of cause and effect. Every cause has an effect. Every effect has a cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law, not recognized. There are many, many planes of causation, but nothing escapes law. Nothing. And last is the principle of gender. That gender is in everything. Everything has a masculine and everything has a feminine. So masculine and feminine principles. And gender manifests on all planes. So with the basics of the book of Hermetics here with this, it's basically trying to explain different laws, how they affect us on the natural elements. I think it's a really good book. It's a good book. Atkins was the name of the person who wrote the book. He was a lawyer at one point. He then disappeared for a while, for like 6 weeks around the turn of the century. Then he came back and he moved to Chicago and began writing articles on hermetics. And he used different names. He used various pseudonyms, including Theron Q. Dumont and Yogi Ramachuraka. I think that's how you say it, something like that. Interesting. This was in Chicago. He funded the Yogi Publication Society, which was located in the Masonic Temple building. The name sounded great for the publishing company, but there was no actual Masonic affiliation. There was no affiliation. The Masonic Temple was the city's first skyscraper, and the Masons met on the top floor. The rest, they rented out to various different businesses. So I think that was a really interesting add-on at the end. The Kybalion. Number 1, principle of mentalism. Number 2, principle of correspondence. Number 3, principle of vibration. Number 4, principle of polarity. Number 5, principle of rhythm. Number 6, principle of cause and effect. And number 7, principle of gender.